Alright guys, in this video I want to talk to you about the importance of feedback. Many new sellers, they underestimate the importance of how important it is to build up some good positive feedback. If we have very low or poor feedback, early on we are not going to make any sales. In eBay the trust system works by the feedback, and the more positive feedbacks we have, the more trustworthy we are. Now, it's a bit like the chicken and the egg. Without feedback, we don't make any sales. Without any sales, we don't get any feedback. But there's a little trick that you can do is when you buy things. You can buy some very cheap items from different sellers, and each item you buy, the seller should leave you with feedback. And that's all going to add towards your feedback score. Now, all you got to do is just go onto eBay and just buy a whole load of cheap items. You can find items on there for like $1 or £1 or €1, and all you have to do is buy 20 of these items from different sellers though. Don't buy them from the same seller, because if you buy them from the same seller, it's going to count as one feedback. So you want to find all these different products from 20 different sellers. And ideally, if you can find a product that you can resell, then you can resell those items. Then potentially from the 20 products, we can resell them and get an extra feedback on each one that we sell. So we could potentially make 40 feedbacks from 20 items for like $20 or £20 or €20. So that's the quickest way and the easiest way to build feedback. Buy 20 items now. Most sellers are going to give you instant feedback. So you're going to have feedback like straight away. So out of 20 items that you buy, you should get 15 feedbacks right off the bat. And then, if the sellers don't give you any feedback, you can message them and ask for feedback, or you can give them good feedback, because some sellers set it up automatically that if you leave them feedback, they will leave you feedback. So straight away, give them good feedback, and then they should give you good feedback back. If they don't, send them a quick email, and they should sort you out. And then again, when you resell all your items, buyers are less likely to leave you feedback. So you may have to contact each buyer after you made the sale and say, hey, hope you like the product. Please could you leave me some feedback? And then that should give us some more feedback. So now we should have 40 feedbacks, which is a very good start. Once we start getting over 100 feedbacks, the ball's going to really start rolling. Then when we get over 1,000 feedbacks, then we're going to be unstoppable. The sales are going to start flooding in, provided we do the rest of our listing right. So another point that I would like to make is the importance of keeping your customer happy. It should be your #1 priority to make sure that every single customer is happy. Happy customers are return customers. Return customers are customers that are going to recommend you to other would-be potential customers. If you build up a bad reputation, you're going to get bad feedback. They're not going to rebuy from you, and they're not going to recommend you. Now, bad feedback early on is detrimental. If you have under, say, 100 positive feedbacks and you get one bad one, then it's going to start showing up. If you've only got one good feedback and now you get a bad one, that means we've only got 50% positive. And in order for us to gain maximum trust, we want to be as close to the 100% positive feedback as possible. Now, as you get more popular and as you're going to make a lot more sales, then we can afford to get the odd negative feedback. You have a look at some of the biggest stores on eBay and they've all got negative feedback. We can do all we can to give our best service possible, and you're always going to get the odd person that will just out of spite give us bad feedback. Even though we've done everything we can to keep the customer happy, they're out of spite, they're just going to give us bad feedback. But once, that doesn't happen very often. It might happen 1 in 1,000, and usually you can contact eBay, tell them what happened, and they will remove that feedback if it's not fairly left. But, later on, if we already have over 100 feedback and somebody leaves us one bad one, as long as we're still around about 99% positive, it's not really going to affect us. But absolutely, early on, when we're starting off with not much feedback, it is absolutely super duper important to make sure that we maintain 100% positive. Now, if a buyer is contacting you and they are not happy with a product, or they've already left us bad feedback, one thing that you can do is make sure that you contact them and sort of go out your way and do whatever you can to make sure that customer is happy. The last thing you want is that customer to be unhappy and leave you bad feedback. It's going to leave a negative mark on your account. So you want to definitely make sure that customer is 100% happy. Even if you think that customer is pulling a fast one, it's not really worth getting that bad feedback just over like a cheap product. So, chat with a buyer, make sure that the buyer is happy. If you're not getting any luck out of the buyer, then contact eBay directly and they should resolve the matter for you. Now, if the buyer has already left a bad feedback, a negative feedback, you can ask the buyer nicely and say, look, I'm really sorry you're not happy. Is there anything that I can do to make sure that you're a happy customer? And try and sort of sort it out with them. And then once you've sort of overcome that hurdle and the customer, you're on speaking terms, then you could ask them, right, if you're happy, could you please rethink your feedback? And 99% of the time, they will. They will change the feedback. Either they'll remove it or they will make it into a positive feedback. And if they still don't, and you've done everything fairly, then as I said, contact eBay. eBay should sort it out for you. But make sure, guys, you build the feedback. I see so many new sellers, they don't really put much effort into building feedback and they don't make many sales. But once the feedback starts going up, then the sales will start going up with it. And it's kind of like a snowball effect. As we're gaining momentum, the more sales we get, and it's just going to keep going and going and going. All right, guys, I'll see you in another video.